Hello S1, welcome to our S1 English lesson, and we are going to be focusing over the next few weeks on the private reading project and the investigative approach. So let's look at our plan of action. We've decided on a weekly plan for the next 4 weeks. This might change slightly as we go along, but we'll make sure that we keep you updated. But at the moment we're looking at private reading and note making in week 1, okay? But as well as that, we're going to focus on skimming and making notes and information and scanning and organising information. Then on the 25th of January, we're going to continue with our private reading and note making, and we are going to look at flow diagrams, timelines and comic strips, and labelled diagrams and maps. On the 1st of February, we are going to complete our private reading because, as you know, we need to have completed our reading by the 5th of February. You have had since August to do that, and you have plenty of opportunities at home and when you were at school to continue with your private reading. We're then going to look at researching information, and then we are going to look at how to present information if you were to conduct an experiment. That might change into questionnaires and bar charts, but at the moment that's what we're planning to do. Then on the 8th of February, we are going to look at first of all, for the private reading project, what level you're going to do and what text you've studied. So that will be a conversation between you and your teacher. And we're going to look at picking your topic for your investigation. Finally, you're going to start presenting your private reading project, and there's different ways in which you do that depending on your level. And you're going to complete all the research for your topic before starting your investigation. So, before we do anything else though, let's go on to our starter. Now you're going to be given a quiz and it's self-marking, so what I would like you to do is complete the quiz. Now this time round what we've done is given you a page in your OneNote, and we're going to put these PowerPoint slides into your OneNote every single lesson so that you can start to build up your notes that you're going to use for the investigation and your private reading project later, okay? So what I would like you to do is once you've finished the quiz, I want you to get your score and put it, you could either write it using the drawing tools or type over it, because if you remember, if you right click or double click and set the picture as background, then you should be able to type on it, okay? But you'll find a way to make sure that you put your score in from your quiz. Should just be out of 10. So pause the video and do that now. As we're working in classes, your teacher may have decided on a particular way to help you through the private reading project. But what you can do, no matter what, is use the call time to speak to your teacher about the private reading project, okay? So remember that between the start of school in August and the 5th of February, you were to read either 3 novels or 6 short stories. If you think about 2 short stories is equivalent to a novel, so if you've read 2 novels already and you're running out of time, you could do 2 short stories, okay? You need to make notes on the characters, setting, structure and theme. Now, as you're in S1, you could just be looking at the bronze level, which means you don't need to have a connection between the novels or short stories at all. But and the same for silver, sorry. But as you go into gold and platinum, then you have to look at, if it's gold, they all have to be by the same author. Now, there's plenty of short stories out there by Roald Dahl, for instance, so you could look at that. Or if it's for platinum, then you would look at stories from the same genre. But please remember, we will do this project in S2 as well as S1, so maybe give yourself time to progress and do a harder task the next time if you want to, okay? When you make your notes, remember you've got this same PowerPoint inside your OneNote. You will be given 3 pages that look like this, okay? Some of you might have pages that look ever so slightly different just to give you a little bit of structure, but most of you should have it looking like this. And the reason why I've given you 3 pages is so that you can make notes on more than one text. Because remember, you would have read text from ages ago, so you could add in some stuff about that as well, okay? So I want you to pause the video just now, and I want you to give yourself some time, okay? Maybe 10 to 20 minutes just to read some of your book or your short story, it's up to you. And once you've done that, I want you to put your notes into these boxes. Alternatively, your teacher might do some reading with you, but you will decide that as a class. But no matter what, pause the video now, take some time to do your reading, and then add your information into these boxes. On you go. We're moving on now to the S1 investigation. Now, the S1 investigation is something that all S1s do, and in this investigation you select and find information, you organise information, you then use this information to create new texts, and you think about layout and presentation skills. And this year we're looking at an interdisciplinary approach, so we might be linking up with another department for these investigations. That might change as we go on, but that's what we're hoping to do. Okay? Today though, we're just going to look at selecting and finding information, and I want to really break it down for you, okay? So today we're only going to look at skimming. But what does skimming mean? In other words, if you were to skim for information, what would you be doing? What I would like you to do just now is pause the video, look up a definition for skimming, see if it makes sense to you. Maybe use this time to go onto the Teams chat and check what everyone else is saying for skimming for information, or chat in person in the call. And then once you've figured out what skimming means, type or write your answer in the box provided in your OneNote page. Okay, so you've got a passage in the worksheet that's attached to your assignment. So your assignment should have a OneNote page and a Word document attached. And the Word document is called Life in the Arctic and the Antarctic. And what I want you to do is skim read the passage in that worksheet, okay? Now, I don't want you to use Immersive Reader for this, because actually, we're not reading it properly. We're just skim reading it, okay? Again, some of you might have a slightly different version where you've maybe got a smaller passage or chunked passages, okay? But I still want you to use the technique of skimming for information. So remember, don't use Immersive Reader. Don't read the text fully. You're just skimming it, okay? Imagine reading it really, 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 really fast. So now that you've skim read the passage, in the box below, I want you to write down what you think the passage is about. And remember, we're just wanting the gist. Now, your teacher may want you to discuss this as a class. So if you put your answer in here, and then they may do it as a live call or as a Teams chat, it's up to you and the teacher, okay? On you go. Right then, so thinking about next lesson, what I would like you to do before you're in your next lesson is find out what scanning is and what is the difference between skimming and scanning. So it'd be really good if you came to the next lesson knowing what the answer is. Maybe you could help other people that aren't sure. Let's recap then what we've gone over today. So we've gone over homophones, we've done some private reading, and you've also looked at skimming for information. I want you to use the rest of your time, and you should have a lot of time to continue reading your novels, keep on adding to your notes pages, and find out what scanning means. And remember, if you've got any questions, you can join your class call, but you could also tag your teacher on Teams. Just please keep it to daytime hours. And if you're stuck and you don't want anyone else to see that you're stuck, you could also go onto Outlook and email your teacher using their Glow name at glow.sch.uk. Bye for now.